Lawrence met Ciara at a mutual friend's party and they fell in love instantly. But little did Lawrence know, Ciara was only 18 years old and was 26 years his junior. But as fast as love came, so did the problems, including Ciara finding out she was pregnant.
What I need you to do is be a little bit more mature around the house instead of, as I have custody of my 9-year-old daughter. I want her to conduct herself more as a mother figure, even though she's about to be a mother and she's having the chance right now.
Do you know how difficult it is at 18 to be a mother figure to somebody who's 9? You say, whenever I ask Lawrence a question, he makes me feel stupid.
Yes, ma'am. That's the majority of the time I ask a question. Like, he'll say, for instance, I should already know this, but if I'm asking him, then I feel that if I'm asking him this question, then obviously I don't know the answer to it.
44 years old. You should be ashamed and embarrassed.
Can Judge Lynn help this relationship survive, or are their last months as a couple coming to an end? Today, on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Lawrence Maxwell and Ciara Cannon. The two of you have been living together for the last 10 months, and you are currently 5.5 months pregnant with Mr. Maxwell's child. Also, I think this is relevant. Mr. Maxwell, you are 44, and Ms. Cannon, you are 18. Mr. Maxwell, you don't want to be with her anymore.
That's right, John.
And you've brought us here to end this thing. You're also bringing action against Ms. Cannon for some financial things, which we will talk about in a moment. But before we get there, I want to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here today?
To begin with, I'm having an issue with her flirtatious ways and her immaturity. It's really starting to nag at me at this point. I'll give you an example about their flirtatious ways.
Okay.
One particular time during my daughter's prom, we was all over there getting my daughter ready for prom and everything. And this young guy was there, and he was making advances at her with the eyes, and so the flirtatious eye thing, you know. She gets my niece and sits down in front of the guy, like this here, legs like this here, with jeans on now though, mind you. But she's playing with the little girl right in front of him, knowing that he's actually looking all in her face, trying to get her attention.
I'm not paying this guy any attention, but let him tell that I'm looking in this man's face. This is my first time meeting him. I don't know who he was. I was on the floor before
playing with the baby.
I was playing with the baby before then, and he trying to make it seem like that I was trying to present myself to him, but I wasn't. I'm not trying to present myself to him.
You just on the floor with your legs open, playing with the baby.
I didn't have, no, he trying to make it seem like my legs was open.
No, but you know how you do. You get on the floor. I do that.
Yeah, sit down and you play with the, I'm playing with the baby. I got 2 of them that I'm playing with, but he make it seem like I'm just sitting on the floor with my legs like this.
Silly.
It wasn't that.
Give me a better story about flirtation.
Now, anytime we out in public, you know, I understand I got attractive looking young ladies. So guys is gonna make notice to that. You know, only problem I have is her reckless eyeballing back to them, you know, giving them advantage that it's okay to, you know what I'm saying, approach her like that.
Give me a reckless eyeball look. You take your glasses off and reckless eyeball me. And she does that back.
I'm the type of person, I like to check out my surroundings. I'm the type of person, I sit down and I look around before I have any...
You just look at people.
I just look, and he have a problem when he's saying that I'm staring at people, but I don't be staring at people like nobody in particular. I just be looking around, but he'll say that, oh, you looking at him, or you getting him eye contact back, and y'all having a conversation with y'all eyes. And I'm like, I don't even know who that is, so how can I have a conversation with my eyes?
Do you have any flirting stories that don't involve eyeballs?
That's the major problem. That's what it leads up to. It's going to lead up to.
I got you. Let me ask you this, Mr. Maxwell. You were attracted to someone 18. What about an 18-year-old attracts a 44-year-old?
Well, Your Honor, actually, I was lied to in the beginning of our relationship that she was a lot older than what she was, even though she looked young. When I first met her through some mutual friends, I had a little gathering in my house, and some friends came by. They brought her with her to the party. That was my first time seeing her. So they was telling me that she was interested in me and she liked me. So I said, man, how old is she? She look real young. Oh, she's 22, 24. I think she's about 24. So I'm like, you sure? That girl look real young now. So we and her and I get to talking. I never went into the process of actually IDing her at that point.
Right.
And then I don't know if she lied to them or not, but once I had brought it to her attention, because I saw her ID and it was made straight up and down.
Right.
Still like mine.
Right.
So I'm like, look at it, it said under 21. That's when her and I had this conversation. But at this point, we had already been involved.
Right.
You know, and then the feelings had started to generate between us. So.
All right. Now, You say now, however, that she's very immature. She's lazy. She doesn't take care of business. Talk to me about that.
Yes, ma'am. The immaturity part is that when I have to take care of the bulk of the bills. I'm on a fixed income. So when I want to sit down and have an intelligent conversation with her about the responsibilities in the house, she'll look off and get the giggling and messing with the remote, turn into some stuff on TV when I'm trying to have an intelligent conversation with her about the responsibilities. I know now that you're 5 months pregnant, you know, and there's no way that nobody's going to hire you at this point. But what I need you to do is be a little bit more mature around the house instead of, as I have custody of my 9-year-old daughter. So when my daughter's at home, I don't want to make it feel as though I got my other daughter there, her sister, instead of having a mother figure there.
So you don't want her to behave like your teenage daughter. You want her to behave like a grown woman.
Yeah, I want her to conduct herself more as a mother figure, even though she's about to be a mother and she's having the chance right now.
Do you know how difficult it is at 18 to be a mother figure to somebody who's 9?
Yes, ma'am. You know, and the reason I can address that because I've met a lot of other women and that I was surprised at their age because of the maturity, how mature they was.
Yeah, but see, you can't go by that. Odd as quiet as a cat. All women aren't alike. We're not a fungible commodity. Some women are more mature than others. So you can't judge by, well, I've seen other women do it. I don't know why you can't do it.
Yes,
she is who she is. And it's unfair for you to marry a virtual child and expect her to, boom, be an immediate mother. It's not fair.
Well, you know, I'm not trying to make her just be an immediate mother or overnight. I just want her to mature up to a little bit more of a level of understanding her role in the household.
Which is exactly what I said. It really is. It's just another way of saying it.
When Divorce Court continues, what's Lawrence at fault for?
That's what you get for marrying a kindergartner. You can't get that. It's all your fault.
The bulk of it's all on my shoulder.
And after the case, an emotional Ciara is requested in Judge Lynn's chambers. But will the judge be able to get through to her?
Ciara, I know you're upset. You gonna be strong for me? Are you considering marriage but aren't sure if it's the right step? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Lawrence Maxwell, who is debating leaving the mother of his unborn child because he says she is too immature. But is he mistaken?
I had to take care of my brother and my sister all their life, so technically I don't need nobody there to help me with nothing. I can do this by myself.
Why did you two get pregnant? That's what I want to know.
Well, it was not intentional.
Huh?
It was nothing intentional.
Duh. But what I'm saying is, since you're 44 and a grown man and got children already, don't you think it was incumbent upon you to make sure that didn't happen?
I went off belief that she was taking her birth control, Your Honor, honestly.
Your Honor, let me remind you that my doctor, well, not the doctor, it is taking any birth control. If you miss one, that still raises your risk of having a child, right? Getting pregnant. Okay.
I feel like I was booted into this.
You should have backed that up with a little something.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean? She's a kid, and she's 18, and 18-year-olds forget stuff. I got a 20-year-old at he don't remember nothing. So, you're grown, you have to back it up.
Yes,
I mean, you get the value of young and pretty and cute, but you also have the responsibility of tending to that in a way that allows you two to make the right decisions. You know what I mean? You don't get to treat her like she's 42. You say, whenever I ask Lawrence a question, he makes me feel stupid, as if I should have already known the answer.
Yeah,
is that true?
Yes, man. That's the majority of the time I ask him questions. Like, he'll say, for instance, I should already know this, but if I'm asking him, then I feel that if I'm asking him this question, then obviously I don't know the answer to it. Right. So, like, say for instance, I come up on the big words. I'm always asking questions. I ask questions at school. So if it's something that I don't know, I ask about it. So I'm like, what does this mean, and how do I use this, or, what does it mean? And he'll be like, well, this is something you should already know, or this a rhetorical question, this is a dumb question.
It's that I expect her to know some common sense things.
Such as?
Look, basic stuff. She asked me questions about something in the house or something to cook or a particular food or something like that, that I'm thinking, come on now, This is common sense stuff. You're supposed to know common sense things.
Cooking is not a common sense thing. It isn't. It's a skill. You either know about it or you don't know about it. And the only way you know about it is somebody's taught you.
But see, if you know you start something, you don't just walk off and leave it.
Estrogen doesn't have a recipe book attached to it.
I understand, Your Honor. But see, the bulk of all the responsibilities is on my shoulders, so I'm paying for all the bills, I'm paying for all the food. So if you burn up the food,
that's what you get for marrying for dating a kindergartner. If you wanted a woman to provide you with mothering and for your child, with economic security, with all of this knowledge, you marry a grown woman. You don't marry a kid. You wanted all the accoutrements of a kid with the mind of a 30-year-old. You can't get that. It's all your fault. All of it.
The bulk of it's all on my shoulder.
Do you love him?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to stay with him?
Yes, I do.
Are you happy?
Very.
Really?
Yes, it's just some things that, they get to me sometimes, but other than that,
You think he values you for who you are, or are you staying because you have a baby now and you're 18 and man, you need to hang on to somebody who can help you?
No, ma'am. Technically, I had to take care of my brother and my sister all their life, so technically, I don't need nobody there to help me with nothing. I can do this by myself.
When Divorce Court continues, what does Lawrence say that makes Ciara break down in tears?
Take a look at Ms. Cannon over there. What do you think you've done to her? Take a look at her. Big man, look at that. You've crushed her.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Ciara Cannon, who says despite making her feel stupid, she still wants to marry the father of her unborn child. But will he stick around?
My understanding is you're done.
Yes, ma'am. Because if I'm going to be straining mentally, as well as financially, as well as taking care of the cleaning in the house and everything like that, then it's not a good thing for me.
Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, ma'am.
You have an 18-year-old girl pregnant. You did that. You did that. It wasn't on purpose, but you did it. You got a girl, baby girl, daughters. If some 44-year-old got your 18-year-old daughter pregnant, what would you like him to do about it?
Man up and be responsible with the situation.
Do you intend to be? Because my understanding is you're done.
Yes, ma'am. Because
you want to cut her loose and just walk off.
But see, I don't want it to come off as though I'm just turning my back on her and the child. It's that I'm going to be responsible and be there for her and the child, but if it's not going to be feasible for me in this relationship where I'm going to be straining mentally as well as financially, as well as taking care of the cleaning in the house and everything like that, then it's not a good thing for me.
Do you not clean house?
I mean, I clean sometimes, but I mean, I'm pregnant. I don't be feeling like doing it most times. I don't feel like it.
Now, Ms. Cannon.
I don't be feeling good.
I was pregnant, ran a courthouse, had a 3-year-old, 2 stepchildren, cooked and cleaned. You can clean the house.
I mean, I know I can do it, but most of the time I just don't be feeling up to it. I be feeling sick.
I did that too. You throw up, get out of the bathroom, pick up the mop. Let me say this to you, Mr. Maxwell. Your problem, well, you got a lot of problems, and I really don't like what you did. I really don't. I find it selfish, self-centered, small-minded. But having said that, let me say this. You have created a situation. Give her an opportunity to grow up and help her grow up. Don't be irritated that she doesn't know. Tell her what she needs to know and allow her to grow into being the woman that you need her to be. That's what I'm asking of you. Do you think you could do that?
Yes.
Or are you really just, don't lie.
I'm willing to do that, but I'm just at the final straw that, it's like right here now.
Take a look at Ms. Cannon over there. What do you think you've done to her? Take a look at her. Big man. Look at that. You've crushed her.
I don't want to hurt her.
Well, you are. You have
Honestly,
the power.
because, I'll be honest with you, I love her. I care a great deal about her.
But she can't satisfy all your needs right now, so you just gonna bounce. That's what you're telling me. You don't love her enough to bring her along. You don't love her enough to let her get a chance to get her feet up under her. You want what you want right now, and you should have it all, and you shouldn't have to wait. And you shouldn't have to take someone that you love, who's going to be imperfect, because we're all imperfect, and help them become what you need each other to be in the relationship. You're too selfish to put that time in. Is that what you're telling me?
No, ma'am. I'm not telling you that.
Then what are you telling me?
I'm telling you that it's pretty much a wrap, because we're not seeing eye to eye with a lot of things.
That's what you're telling me.
We're not seeing a lot of things that we should be seeing together.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Heck of a time to find that out.
Yeah.
Heck of a time to do that. 44 years old. You should be ashamed and embarrassed.
But can I say something here, Your Honor?
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn doesn't let up on Lawrence.
Has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with being grown and old and taking advantage of somebody who doesn't know any better, and as soon as you don't get exactly what you want, you knock her up and kick her to the curb. That's what I'm upset about.
Divorce court returns with the case of Lawrence Maxwell, 44, and Ciara Cannon, 18, who are separating despite being 5.5 months pregnant and dating only 10 months.
What I don't understand is the double standards, because an older woman dating a younger guy, they consider cougars, and they get patted on the back for doing it. And she's just making a man out of him. Now, she's 44 years old dating a 19-year-old man, but then she's just a cougar. She's making a man out of him. Oh, that's okay.
No. So it has nothing to do with that. It's what you do once you get them. I had a cougar in here once who took a man, got him out of high school, made him take care of her children, and I ate her alive. Because it was wrong to be an older person and take advantage of a younger person. It has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with being grown and old and taking advantage of somebody who doesn't know any better, and as soon as you don't get exactly what you want, you knock her up and kick her to the curb. That's what I'm upset about. Now, you're suing her for $1,000. Why don't you explain that to me?
The $1,000 is that, it was just basically off before she got pregnant. And by me taking the boat and everything, I said, I'm on disability. You know what I'm saying? I hurt myself when I owned my own construction company. I ended up hurting myself, so now I can't work anymore. And now that she's pregnant, nobody will hire her at this point. So all these months, I've been carrying her. I take care, I buy her clothes, I take care of her hairdo, I take care of her nails, I take care of all the bills in the house, I make sure there's a roof over her head, I make sure she has all the necessities that she needs on top of her wants. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I was like, man, you could help me out. Give me something on this.
Mr. Maxwell, you are a full plate of jerk with a side of fool. There will be no recovery in this. You I want to talk to.
All right.
Ciara, I know you're upset. You're 18 years old, you're pregnant. He's wrong and he's selfish. And I don't want whatever he does or does not do define who you are. That's the only reason I wanted to talk to you. Don't worry about whether or not you can prove to him that you're mature. I don't even think that's what his problem is. He wants perfection. He wants everything his way. He's leaning on you in a way that he would lean on any woman. It's just easy to say that you're immature and lazy because you are so young. And if he does go, you put him on child support immediately. You keep with your education. You gonna be strong for me?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna be great.
Lawrence reports that he and Ciara are doing well. They are still together and things are much better. He says the only problem he has is that Ciara still won't clean up the house, but other than that, he's happy with her change. Ciara says that Lawrence has changed for the better. She says that he doesn't speak to her like she's a child any longer, and his nagging has stopped. She says having a one-on-one session with the judge really helped her to see things more clearly.